In this video, we are going to discuss Python sequences or Python collections. It is just an introduction to the sequence in a Python. Afterwards, in the next video, we are going to discuss each and every sequence of a Python. So first thing is that what is the meaning of the Python is. So if we move to the definition of a sequence, a particular order in which related things follow each other. Means if we put something in an order wise, they are going to be the sequence. You know that you already discussed in the string also that we put the characters in a sequence, and the same here also if we are going to discuss the same thing, that see how the sequences go. So I'm going to give you one example first. Toy cars in a sequence. These are the cars. I put all those cars in a sequence. If I'm going to start with the sequence, if we count like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But in the case of the when you are doing the programming, it will start like this. Index value start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is car 0, car 1, car 2, car 3, car 4. If let us take one more example. Kid is standing in a sequence. In this case, these are the kids 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But in the index value starts from kid 0, kid 1, kid 2, 3, 4, like this. If we move to the one more example, I'm going to take one more example. Apples in a sequence. These are the sequence, and the apple have been put in a sequence. That is apple 0, apple 1, apple 2, apple 3, apple 4. So means index value always going to start from 0 and then 1. It is not going to be 1. It start from 0 and last is going to be, if it is 5, it is 4. If I'm going to take one more example. Now when we are working in a sequence, there are some of the sequence which are going to store mixed data. Mixed data means they are not going to be only apple, only child or a car. It might be mixed data. Mixed data means like this. It might be there, kids are also there, table is there, car is there, apple is there. Means these are the data. We are going to discuss that thing afterward. I'm just going to give you an example that this is also the thing that you can put all the mixed data also in a sequence. In a sequence you can put. We are going to discuss some of the points afterwards also. So let us now move that we can store the information. Now I'm going to taking one more example that we can store numbers also, like this 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. They are number 0, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. Now I'm taking in examples and actual values. That previous I'm taking that's just examples that are not going to be part of your sequences. Now I'm taking the correct values that are going to be the part of the sequence. If I'm going to take a string or a characters like this, enough num0, num1, num2, num3, that means A, B, C, D, single character in a single block. If I'm going to talk about words, these are the words. First word in a 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. That means words are put in a sequences. These are the blocks, and each block is containing the word. In this case, the characters in a block, and the first case numbers. That means these are, if this is a type number type, only the numbers are going to be there. If it is a character type, only sequence of characters are there. If it is a word, then the sequence of words are there. If we talk about the next thing, that mixed information that we have already discussed. Now what is the mixed information? If we want to store the employee information, and what are that informations? Employee number 1001, name is John, age is 35, designation manager, and salary 50,000. Now these are the mixed information. This is integer number type, integer. This is string. This is again integer, string. This is again integer. Now these are mixed data, and that we need to store. Now it is also been done in the Python. Now this is the way. Each block is going to contain the mixed information. First block, that the 0 block is going to be 1001. It's an integer number. Means it's a number 0 to 9 combination. This is a character with a word string. This is again number. This is again string. This is number. That means it can be used to store the mixed information. Now let us understand what is sequence. Each element of sequence is assigned a number, its position or index. The first index is always start with the 0, then 1, then 2. Now there are various sequences available in Python. There are many sequences. Now what are that? The first one you already know, that string. We have already discussed that. There are videos are there. You know that characters are put in a sequence starting with the 0. Then there is a list that we are going to discuss after in the next video. Then tuples, then dictionary, then sets. So these are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that we are going to discuss. Let us move to the next. First, you should know that string. You already know that what is the use of string. You already know that it is used to store the string, and the index value always start from the 0. And if an example is given that num equals to, this is a string, you know that each block is going to contain a single character, and at the top it is the index value, and by this index value we can access these characters. I've already given this is a sequence of characters, and each character accessed with the index number starts from 0. Now we have to discuss the 3 of them. In this video I'm going to discuss the introduction. I'm going to give you of the 3 only. First is list, that we are going to focus more. It is a collection or a sequence which is ordered and editable, modify, changeable, and allow the duplicate members. We will discuss the definition again also. Tuple is a collection and sequence which is ordered and unchangeable, means it is only read only. You are not supposed to edit the value, and allow the duplicate members. Third is a dictionary. It's a collection or sequence which is unordered, changeable, and indexed. No duplicate members are allowed, means you are not supposed to put the duplicate values inside that sequence that you are using. Now let us move to the first one, list. What is a list is? A list is a collection of values or an ordered sequence of value or items. The item in the list can be of any type. It is going to be string, integer, float. I have already given that what is the float value is, what is integer is going to be, and what is the string is. One more thing, how we declare a list. To declare a list, I have given that elements of the list are enclosed in square brackets, and they are separated by comma sign. Now I'm going to go show you the syntax also. Here is the syntax. First, the name, list name equals to, then square bracket, then value 1 comma value 2 comma value 3 comma value 4, like this, dot dot dot, value up to n, and then the bracket is going to be, square bracket is closed. So this is the formation of a list. And what is that list? The values of the list can be modified or mutable. The element in the list can be same type. Values are multiple type, mixed type, or heterogeneous. Now we know that how to declare a list. Square brackets are needed, and the value, we have to put the values inside those bracket. Now let us take one example and how you are going to declare a list. So here is the example, that if you want to declare a list and initialize a list. So if we going to initialize a list with the integer values, only integer value, I'm talking about only integer, means 0 to 9 combination values. So how we are going to declare that? My number is a variable list name, and then bracket 10 comma 20 comma 30 40 50, like this. This is a list that has been created with the numbers. You can create the empty list also, and this is the list with the numbers. Now when we enter the numbers, now the thing is that they are going to be in our memory, are going to be stored like this: 10 20 30 40 50 60, and the index value start from the 0 to 5, and we can access any value, any block with the help of these index values. If we're going to use that display, if I write down print my no, it will show me the output like this: 10 comma 20 comma 30 40 50, like this. I can show you the example in a practically also. So I move to the Python, and here is the list. I have already done that. Here is the list of my number. I have already put the numbers and my no. If I'm going to execute this line, it will show me the answer here like this. Here is the answer, that 10 20 30 40 50. Now if you want to display only the 40 value, now what is this used? How you can do that? By using a slicing method. You have to count where is that value is. 1 2 3 4. That fourth position is going to be, we counted fourth, but the index value is 3, so we put 3 and close the square bracket, and when I execute that line, it will display me 40. Here is the 40 that I'm going to display. That means the same slicing method that we use in a string, those slicing method I apply in the list also, because it will work in the same way that we have already discussed in the case of string. Now if you move to the slicing, you know that if I'm going to put the value like this, 2 colon 5, so when I execute this line, you know that slicing. This is the method that we already discussed in the previous videos. You can go through my previous videos also, you will find that. Let us move to the presentation again. Now you know that how to declare the list of integer and how you can access those values. Now let us move to the next part. Next is that if you want to store the string, only string I am talking about. Now this is a method. If you go through this line, you will see that this is also when you are working in a string, this type of output you have already seen when you use split. I'm going to discuss that also, and it will show you like this. The first, this word is going to store in a 0, then book in a 1, class in a 2, and chair in a 3. That means these are the string which are be stored in a separate blocks, and we can access by 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. Then when we display, it will show me the output. Here is the output. Now I'm going to show you the previous method also, that how we convert the string to the word. And first I'm going to show you this output. Here is the line. My str is the name of the variable. I am using home, book, and class, and all chair is being given. Now if I'm going to execute this line, it will give me the output like this. So we have already seen this output in the case of when we split the string, and output comes in the same way as shown here. That means if I'm going to change this line, if I'm going to declare this and move to the next part, here it is. I'm using same. Now I declare one nm, and in a double quotes I write down the string home, book, class, and chair. You know that there is a gap is there, so these are the words. And my str is, now I'm using the same variable my str, and inside that my str I'm putting those nm dot split. You know what is the work of the split? It is split these word, break these word, and put that inside the my str. So this my str, when I'm going to execute, is going to show me the same output that's previous piece. After using this line, this my str is now working, is being changed as a list. It has been working as a list. So here is a shortcut method. I have directly done that. Here in this case we have used a split, and then this my str has been converted to a list, and then I'm going to use that my str again for my program that I am using. But we are discussing the list, so this is the method of declaring the strings in the list. Now move to the presentation again. Now we move to the next part. Now if it is talking about mixed, now I need mixed data. So this is the method of mixed data. Means I put one student information, integer, string, integer, string, string, and integer. Means you can store mixed information also, and this is the method of writing. Put the bracket and write down the information. Whatever string is there is going to be in a single quotes or double quotes, and the number or integer value is going to be without the quotes. You have to write down. Now this is the way it is going to be indexing is being done in a memory. This is 0 block, 101, then 1 Rohit, 2, like this. Separate blocks have been there. And when we want to execute list line, if you want to display the list, so it's going to show us the value like this. Here is the output. But if you want to display particular value, same I'm using the same thing, but I want to display the name and email ID. The name my info 1 is going to give me the name of the student, and my info 4 is going to give me the email ID. So here is the output. Now here is the program. My str equals to bracket 1001, name of the student, age, email ID, and phone number. Now if I'm going to execute this line, here is the answer. It is going to show me the mixed information. Now if you want to display only the name, you can put 1, and when I execute this line, it is going to display me the name of that student. So this method you need if you want to display the value from the list. Now if you move to the Python presentation again, the same output. I have just display the name of the person. Double quotes, you can write down the name, and then close the double quotes, put the comma sign, and then write down the variable name, and then the whatever index value that you needed, the value you have to put that slice number. Now let us move to the next part. Now the second is tuple. Now one thing you need to know, that the method of declaring is going to be same, indexing is going to be same, only the thing is that in a list the values are going to be modified, but in tuple these are the read only memory. It is totally similar to the list. Same type means you can store mixed information also, integer values also, string also, characters also, but they are not going to be modified or they are immutable. Method of syntax is going to be differ. There the square brackets have been used, here the parentheses are going to be used, but the values are being separated by using the same sign, that is a comma sign. Syntax is like this: tuple equals to tuple name equals to bracket value 1 comma value 2 value 3, like this, value n up to value n. The values in the tuple cannot be modified or immutable. I already discussed that. But in this case, the values are multiple, mixed type, heterogeneous. You can do it the same as that you have done in the case of the list. So let us take one example. Now how we declare tuple and how we can initialize it. Method is same. Only if you go through that, the sign have been changed. I'm going to show you that practically also. If you move to the first one, these are the sign. If I'm going to erase this, now this time it's a list. Now if you want to make it a tuple, then you have to change that to the bracket sign. Bracket have been changed. Now these are the now work as a tuple. Now I'm going to execute this. The sign is going to be changed. Here is the list, here is a tuple. Only the bracket sign is going to be changed. These are square, these are curved. This way that you, but in of displaying and accessing those values are going to be same. If I put 4, it's going to show me the same thing. If you put the slicing, same, 2, like this, and execute, it will give you the same method. Only the thing is that sign are going to be changed. These are curves are going to be there. Otherwise, it is going to be the same thing, list and the tuple. But only thing is that in a list you can edit, but in this case you are not supposed to edit the value. Now let us move back. Same thing. If you need to store, just go through the string. Same method. String is going to be, the bracket sign is going to be there. If the mixed information are there, again the same thing. You have to put there the same value and the sign is going to be. I'm going to show you that also. We have done that mixed information. I'm going to change that bracket sign. These are the signs have been changed now. I'm not using square. So if I'm going to erase this also, now I'm going to execute this line. It will be the same thing. Only the sign is going to be changed. These are now the bracket. Means indexing is accessing those values from the that list or a tuple is going to be the same. The index value is going to be used. The same method is going to be used by you in both the cases. But only the main thing is that you are in a list you can edit, but in this case you are not supposed to edit. These are the read-only memory that are. If you move to the next part also, if you want, I've given already. These are output of these 3 lines like this. So you should know that in the tuple, in the case of the list, most of the things are the same. Only the modification is different in both the cases. Now I move to the next. Here is the same example I am using. I've already discussed that. My info email ID, same thing. They have been shown here. It will give you the output like this. Now let us discuss the next. That is dictionary. Dictionary is different from list and tuple. In a dictionary, there are 2 things. We need a key to access the value. It is totally based on key and values. A dictionary is used to map things you want to store. The key you need to get them. So it is an unordered collection. You are not supposed to put everything orderly. Unordered collection. You can say that collection is collection of key value pair. Means every value is going to be accessed only through the key. You need a key to access those values. We will discuss that. To declare a dictionary, curly braces have been used. Curly braces are going to be used. Here it is. And the key and the value is been separated by the colon. And if you want to store more values, then the comma sign is going to be used. It is mutable, means you can change. Syntax: dictionary name equals to key colon value 1 comma again key colon value 2 comma key colon value 3, like this you can put. Means key and then the value. you can make the changes in the values, but the key number are not supposed to change. Here it is. The value of the dictionary can be modified, mutable. Elements in a dictionary can be same type, value, multiple, mixed, like this. Now this key is going to access this value. From this key you can access value 2. From third key you can access the value 3. Now the thing is how we declare a dictionary. So to understand, we'll take an example. You should know that one telephone directory. If you need to know any number, it can be stored according to the name and address. So the name and address is going to the key numbers. Name is the key for reference and telephone number becomes a value to be searched. Means through that name you will get that phone number. How it is going to be done? If the person name is going to be there Vikas, Vikas is a key and this phone number is the value. It means that the name Vikas is the key and it is immutable, means it is not going to be modified, but phone number can be changed. It is mutable, means you can make the changes in the phone number, that is a value, but you are not supposed to make the changes in the key. Key remain intact. It is not supposed to change. Now let us show you one example then how it is going to work. For example, if you want to store numbers in words in a dictionary, like 1, the word is 1, 2 in words 2. So what I have done, in yellow color if you go through, these are the keys: 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and I put the in double quotes, these are the values. Means if we want to access 10, so I write down 10 and it will give me in words TEN. In case of 11, if I want that 11 is going to be displayed in words, I put 1, 1, so it will give me the answer 11. Means these are going to be the values which are going to access these values that is given. Means I need to use these keys. In the previous one, in a list and tuple, we are using index value, but in this case we are going to use a key number to access those. These are not 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. These key numbers. So if I need to access, here it is. In the above case dictionary, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 are the keys, and the 10, 11, 12 in words are the values. That means you know that these are the values can be editable, but these are not going to be modified. So if I need to access display 13 in words, where is that 13 here? So what is that key number? 1, 3. So what I am going to do, I am going to write down the same pattern that we are using, slicing method, that is print dic1 13. So it will show me in words. It will give me the output like this. I'm going to show you practically also that how it is going to work. This is the first example. I'm using 1 for Monday, Tuesday, like this. Here is it. If I'm going to write down 2, if I'm going to erase first I'm going to show you that how the list is, this is going to be displayed. Dictionary is going to be displayed. So this is the method. Here it is. It will give me the output like this. Now if you want to display only Tuesday, you are not supposed to write down index value 0, 1. 1 is not going to be there. You are going to write down 2, that key number, and execute it. It will give you Tuesday. These key numbers are not going to be in a ordered. If you can make the changes also. If you don't want to put that 4 and make it 9, it will work. I'm going to show you. I'm going to erase this. Again I'm going to show that. I'm going to execute it. Now the key number is 9. So if I want to display Thursday, I can put that value 9 as a key number here, and when I execute this, it will show me the answer Thursday. Now let us take one more example. Now if I want that word is going to be used to display the numbers, like 10 is going to be displayed 10, 20 is going to display me 20, 30 is going to display me 30. So first I'm going to execute this line. It will give me the answer that these are the key numbers, these are the values. Now when the keys are going to the word, you have to put in the same way, means single quotes. Then you have to write down the TWE and ty, then close it. This is the key number that is used for 20. That number is going to be displayed. When I execute, here it is, the 20 is going to be displayed. Means these keys are going to be used to access these numbers which are inside that dictionary. So here, this method that you need to follow. Here it is again. Now one example is here. What is that example? That I am storing the information of in a dictionary about a student. What is that? Roll number 1, name John, age 14, class is 11, section A. Here it is, dictionary equals to roll number, name, age, class and section. I have not put the single quotes, but you have to put the single quotes also. So if I need to display it, I'm going to use that name and class, and it's going to give me the answer. The single quotes are missing. I'm going to show you practically here. When I move to the next part, here it is. Here I will declare that telephone directory. I'm using the same example. There is a changes. I'm using the telephone directory, and here it is that I'm using Vinay, Ajay, Joy names and their phone numbers. When I execute this line, it will give me the same way. When I need, if I need any phone number of any one person, Joy, I am going to write down like this. When I execute this line, that phone number is going to be displayed. Here is the number of that particular person, and according to that key number, it's going to display that value. If I need to work on the same way that example that I have given, like roll number and all those things, so I write down roll number colon 1001 comma name colon like this. So I'm putting only two value. I'm just going to show you the output. When I'm going to execute this, roll number 1001 and name is going to be Ajay. If you want to display the name, then you write down in single quotes the key number, and when you execute this line, it's going to show you the name of that